going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Down South Up North. Hope you enjoyed the first episode. Me and Matt had a bunch of fun, but this episode is jam-packed with a lot of cool stuff. Starting off with the athletic alert.
A little bit of breaking news out of Buffalo and Houston. Kyle, what do we got?
Dude, this literally happened just before we recorded. We had a whole separate idea. Then, bam, Stefon Diggs to the Houston Texans. This is crazy. I mean, I thought he was going to the Cowboys, but this is huge for the Texans. Let's take a dive what Diggs has done for the past couple of years. Had a great career in Minneapolis. Did great. Went to Buffalo. Everyone was like, dude, he has Josh Allen as a QB. This is great. Could not get over that hump. And then Stefon Diggs being Stefon Diggs. He complains about not getting targets. When he does get targets, he drops the ball in big moments.
I was going to say, especially in that Chiefs game this past year, like a huge play, drops the ball, and, we can't keep making excuses for this guy.
Can't. And now he's with the Rookie of the Year, C.J. Stroud in Houston. Matt, talk to me about the weapons that Houston has now with the addition of Stefon Diggs.
First of all, just look at Houston as a whole. Like, that's a team who shouldn't have been in the playoffs this year and somehow figured it out, right? I mean, they had Tank Dell, they had Noah Brown, they had a lot of receivers around them, and a lot of those guys went down. Like, they had injuries that, cost them the entire season, and they still made some noise. They go against the Browns in the playoff and completely shut them down pretty much. Especially that defense. They put up a bunch of points to move on. But Stefon Diggs, I don't think he's in that S tier of receivers like he once was.
I don't think he is either.
Look, if I was the Bills, I would have traded him last year, right? I think that was just the best move for them. He wanted out. He wasn't really rocking with the whole thing. They keep going to the playoffs and not being able to get over that hump. But nonetheless, if you're the Texans, dude, this is a great day. This is a great day for the city of Houston. You only give up a second-round pick for in 2025 for a talent that I think is going to be much happier. I mean, the weather's better down there than it is in Buffalo, and he's definitely, I would say, in a much easier division going into this upcoming season.
Yeah, it's going to be a crazy season for the Texans. Hope Stefon. They added Joe Mixon. Completely forgot about that. I hope all those guys in Houston go all the way next year. That would be awesome for the city of Houston. Now going into the sports story of the day. Matt, my story is super crazy. Let's go all the way back to 1970. The Pittsburgh Pirates are going to San Francisco to play against the Giants. And pitcher Doc Ellis, he asked his manager, hey, I'm not pitching tomorrow. It's the off day. Can I just go do whatever? And the manager says, yeah, sure. So Doc decides to take some LSD. He goes to his girlfriend's house, has a good time, whatever. And he wakes up and he thinks it's the same day. He thought he took a nap. But no, it is actually the next day. He takes more LSD. He talks to his girlfriend and she's like, what are you doing? You have a game today. He's like, no, I didn't. I took a nap. Bam, she pulls up the newspaper. Starting pitcher for today is Doc Ellis. So he's like, oh my God. He drives all the way to the stadium, geeking out of his mind, gets on the mound, and is just not there, dude. I have some notes pulled up. There's a cool YouTube video. It's a cool animation. He couldn't see the hitters. He only knew if they were on the left or right side of the batter's box. And I'm going to play the clip now. This is about 30 seconds of footage from Doc Ellis. So take a look. So in this clip right here, the ball is hit towards him. He runs, makes a play, tags the base, tags first base to get the out. He said that he thought he scored a touchdown right there. He thought he grabbed the ball, did a toe tap in the corner of the end zone for a touchdown. So he hit like 9 batters this game, but no one got a base hit off him. He walked multiple batters, got the no-hitter on acid. The next day, he goes back to the ballpark. He is still, like, not there. He asked the groundskeeper, he's like, did I pitch yesterday? And the groundskeeper's like, Doc, you threw a no-hitter yesterday. Like, what is going on, dude? That is my sports story of the day.
Could you imagine if something like that happened in today's game?
Oh, dude, they would get suspended so
I was
fast.
about to say the consequences. That guy would be out for the year, the day of, like seconds after the game.
Story, dude.
That's crazy. All right, my sports story of the day, sticking in baseball, not as interesting as that. New York Yankees are starting off hot. They're undefeated, swept the Astros to begin. I mean, as a Yankees fan, you can't really ask for what's better. But their uniforms are absolutely horrendous looking, in my humble opinion. But Kyle, you remember in the World Baseball Classic last year, the Great Britain, what their uniforms look like, and we'll throw up those uniforms right now.
Yes, I remember everyone was flaming them because it looked like the Times New Roman.
Yeah, exactly. The font. I think it was Arial, but I could be wrong. That is what the Bronx Bombers are looking like this year. I don't know why they decided to go. I believe it was their alternate uniforms, but these uniforms are absolutely hideous. I mean, it's just bland. It's just a bland look. Like, I don't care. The pinstripes are iconic. You know this. I know this. And for them to go, now look, it's not affecting their play, so it doesn't matter. I mean, this kind of reminds me of the Bumblebees for the Pittsburgh Steelers, I call them the khaki pants that the Green Bay Packers wear. It doesn't affect the play necessarily, but it's 2024. Give me something cool looking for a jersey, like a Miami Vice or a Color Rush in the NFL, something like, or even the Padres, how the Padres have their throwbacks. New York Yankees, that's my story of the day. Just ugly, ugly uniforms.
I'm looking at these and it's just so bland.
This is basic.
But when I think of jerseys and stuff, I'm going to go to a famous quote Deion Sanders said when he was a young professional athlete. He said, hey, if you look good, you play good. You play good, they pay good. And I'm sure there's much more to that saying, but I just can't think of it off the top of the dome right now.
I mean, look.
But for the Yankees, they look terrible, but they're playing great. Like you said, they're undefeated. They go to Houston and they sweep the Astros. So I don't know. Maybe if they have better uniforms, they'll play even better than they have been.
But, hey, everybody up there, you look at Judge, you look at Soto, who just got his big deal, and they've got plenty of money up there, so they don't.
They do.
They don't even need to be worried about that Deion Sanders quote. So those are our stories of the day. Let us know if you like that segment, something new we're trying to go with here. But let's move into some previews of the NFL draft. Obviously, at the end of this month is going to be a pretty big event. And let's start out with the New York Giants. Kyle, the Giants have the 6th overall pick. I'm seeing rumors that they're going to go receiver. Now, you've seen the offensive roster that the New York Giants have, right?
Yes. Not a very good season for the Giants last year.
And probably an even worse offseason because they let go of Saquon Barkley.
And, I mean, you pick up Brian Burns. I mean, that's, I guess, one positive for a Giants fan.
Yeah, but that's not going to outweigh the production level of Saquon Barkley.
That's not gonna produce the same level as Saquon.
However, they are looking for receivers, and we know how loaded this receiver class is coming up.
It's very stacked. 2, maybe 3 receiving guys could go in the top 10. You have Marvin Harrison Jr. probably going to go, I say top 3. Definitely top 3. And then you have Malik Neighbors, who the Giants are actually looking at. That's probably their guy.
That's their target.
Gonna fall to 6. Dude, he went so underlooked last season. He broke Justin Jefferson's receiving records. He had a phenomenal season with Jaden Daniels.
I was gonna say Jaden Daniels had a hell of a year, which I think was kind of what shadowed Neighbors season.
Yeah, and Neighbors did not win the Blitnikov Award, which is kind of mind-boggling.
That was highway robbery. I will admit.
I mean, Marvin Harrison, I do love Marvin Harrison. He is a great wide receiver, but the numbers just proved itself for Malik Neighbors. But that is the number one guy that I'm seeing a lot of these mock drafts when it comes to the Giants. I don't know the Giants receiving core at the top of the dome, but I could name a few.
Yeah, look,
Jalen Hyatt.
Yeah, well, I was gonna say. So in the last 4 drafts, I'm sorry, in 4 of the last 5 drafts dating back to 2019, the Giants have taken a receiver in all 4 of those. 2019, they take Darius Slayton. Didn't take anybody in 2020. 2021, Kadarius Toney. 2022, Wan'Dale Robinson. And 2023, Jalen Hyatt. Now, I don't pay attention to the Giants every single season and every single game, but
yeah,
Toney's gone. You know, they shipped him. And the other 3, they just haven't made a name for themselves.
Yeah, I do like Darius Slayton, but he didn't really do much last season. He just didn't do much, and Wan'Dale Robinson didn't do much either. Jalen Hyatt, he had a crazy game against Alabama.
I was going to say, like, yeah, in college, I see what the Giants were looking at, but it just kind of concerns me if they're looking at a receiver once again, and again, these receivers are probably going to be a lot better than the guys they have, in previous years, but it just doesn't make sense to me that they go receiver here. But they need to go offense. They need to have somebody for Daniel Jones to throw to.
Yeah, they do, because like I said, Saquon Barkley, he went to the other team in the same division.
Yeah, the Philadelphia Eagles.
Went to the Eagles.
But
you need
I also
some kind of weapon.
Right. I also think running backs, you can find a gem in a second or third round. Receivers this year, like we said, is an exception, but receivers you can honestly find in rounds 4, 5, 6, even 7 that can blossom into great talent.
I think so too. Not a pretty future for the New York Giants, I will say. Stay strong out there, Giants fans.
However, it is looking a little up for your Atlanta Falcons, who have the 8th overall pick.
Yes, sir. It feels good to have the 2 people that just single-handedly ruined this franchise for the past couple seasons. Arthur Smith and Desmond Ridder. They're gone, baby. They're out of here. Honestly, I just got super excited just even saying that. And then we just went straight to it, man. Pick up Kirk Cousins.
Yeah, sign that big deal.
I don't like that contract.
Kirko, baby.
I love Kirko. Kirko's going to strive in ATL. I know he is. But looking at it, this is Matt Ryan 2.0. Kirk Cousins is actually older than Matt Ryan when Ryan left Atlanta. I think Kirko's 37. Matt Ryan left Atlanta at 36. Coming off a Achilles tear, not good here. But we just need someone that could feed our guys on offense, and that's exactly what Kirko could do. And then we were struggling offensively. Bam, we pick up Darnell Mooney. Bam, we pick up Ray McLeod. That's huge. Now we got to move to the defensive side of the ball. We were looking at Hassan Reddick, but he goes to the Jets. That kind of hurts. Dallas Turner or Jared Curse. Sorry, Jared Curse or Verse. Dude, I can't even think straight. Jared Verse or Dallas Turner are the 2 guys I'm seeing a lot in these mock drafts. Dallas Turner, dude, he's a absolute unit of a linebacker. Just look at his highlights from Alabama. I love Georgia. He manhandled our offensive line in the SEC championship. He could move side to side. He could cover all sorts of the field. He could rush the quarterback. He could do everything. Jared Verse was great at FSU. They did go undefeated. Great defense. And I'm seeing Malik Neighbors as well.
I was going to say, so you think the Falcons go defense in this draft?
We have to. We have to. I don't see the point on going so offense heavy in the offseason and then drafting another offensive player with our 8th pick.
Right.
I don't really get that. So So I'm praying we get Dallas Turner at 8. It doesn't make much sense to go offense in the offseason, pick up all those huge players, and then go offense as well in the draft, because the past couple years in the draft, we picked up Kyle Pitts, Bijan, and multiple other offensive players. So you got to go defense in the draft, because we did miss out on some huge players. Like, we were linked to Hassan Reddick for a couple weeks, and nothing happened with that. So Dallas Turner or Jared Verse at the 8th pick. That's the move for the Falcons. I'm praying, baby. Praying.
And I believe Raheem Morris is their new coach.
Yes, sir.
I believe he's a defensive-minded coach as well.
He is. He was. It's weird. We kind of took the Los Angeles Rams coaching staff. We took their defensive coordinator, and I think we just took their offensive coordinator as well.
Yeah, but Raheem Morris, he has ties back to the Falcons as well, so
he does.
I think he's gonna have a lot to say on draft night. But let's skip over 2 picks to the New York Jets. A lot of speculation. I've heard rumors they might trade the number 10 overall pick, but if I'm sitting there in the draft boardroom on draft night with the 10th overall pick and I'm the Jets, I have in my head exactly what happened last year. Aaron Rodgers runs out with the flag, 4 snaps in, boom, he's out for the year. I don't see any other position they can go other than offensive tackle. I don't know about you.
I 100% agree with you. If I'm the GM or the draft scout or whoever, the only thing I have circled on my clipboard is offensive line. Offensive tackle is something on the offensive line, because that's what Aaron Rodgers needs. Like you just said, 3rd play into his first game as a Jet, he just completely destroys his leg. He's done for the season. And I've been saying, like, Aaron Rodgers, he's kind of weird in the offseason. For the past, I want to say probably 3 to 5 years, every offseason, he's like, I just don't really feel like playing this year. I just don't have that drive anymore. I'm going to think about retiring.
And especially coming off, like, the injury he had, the Achilles, everybody was like, dude, he might just leave.
I thought he was done. I thought he was done, but Aaron Rodgers is like, I don't want to end off on that.
Yeah, it's just a person like him, like, I don't think he can accept, like, all right, I'm just gonna hang him up after something like that happened.
I don't think Aaron Rodgers is that type of guy, and I don't think any professional athlete or football players kind of like that. That's kind of they're kind of weak if they are like that. But offensive lineman, that is weak-minded. That's what I was looking for. But when it comes to the draft, you got to go offensive line. You don't need wide receivers. You don't need a halfback. You don't need anything on defense.
Yeah, I mean,
talking about Hassan Reddick, he just went to the Jets. They have Sauce Gardner. They have C.J. Mosley. They got the defense. They got the young guys. Offensive line is what you got to go.
And, dude, 3 names you just mentioned are positions. Garrett Wilson, draft. Breece Hall, draft. Sauce Gardner, draft. Like, the Jets have actually made very good moves in the draft. Now, granted, they've had higher overall picks, so it's kind of like, if you don't do it, like, it's honestly on you and your organization. But I really think, I mean, there's a lot of good guys in this draft, offensive line speaking. But even if they do trade that, I think they're still going to go offensive line. The only other position I would say that they can try and go for is maybe somebody to match up with Garrett Wilson, as a wide receiver on the other side. But even still, dude, offensive linemen, those guys last, 8, 10, 12, even like 15 years. Where a receiver, he gets into his 3rd or 4th year, it's like, all right, I'm out of here if you guys don't sign me for, $50 million a year. So I think that's where they go.
100%. The next segment, it's a new segment. It is called Video Game Talk. Now, me and Matt, or myself especially, I've been playing video games my entire life. Matt, I'm sure you picked up the controller at a young age too. Sports video games have been one of the best things, but now it's just going straight downhill. So that's what this new segment is for. We're going to be talking about how Madden has went from here to here. What's the downfall? All all the sporting
2K,
video games.
NHL.
2K, NHL, but today we're doing the brand new MLB The Show 24. It just released last month or mid to late March, so it is relatively new. Matt, you played Madden Ultimate Team growing up, obviously.
Unfortunately.
So, in this, what MLB The Show has had it every year, but at the beginning of every year, they add Team Affinity. Team Affinity is kind of like those Journey solo challenges. It takes a minute to grind. You get packs, you get players, you get all this stuff. And you remember the Journey being pretty rewarding, right?
Yeah, as for the grind that you went in and the amount of hours that I sat in front of the TV doing the same dumb challenges for, time and time again for small rewards. When you get to the very end, that's like, dang, dude, this is great. It's a great feeling.
It almost brings you to tears.
Yeah.
Journey solo challenge.
Exactly.
But this year, it's a little different. I've been grinding a little bit offline, doing the Team Affinity and stuff like that. MLB The Show has taken a different approach. Last year, we had the WBC. We had all this stuff. So immediately when the game came out, bam, 99 overall Shohei Ohtani, two-way. You could put him in DH and you could pitch him, which was nasty. Yamato, or what's his name? Yamato? Yamatoto?
Yeah, from Japan.
Yeah, 99 overall, that card. Him. It was crazy. So last year the game was busted right off the rip. This year they're like, we're not going to do that. The highest we're going to go are like 92, 93 overalls. But I like that, but that's not the problem with what we're dealing with. It's the microtransactions. It's the packs. So the best players in the game come out in these chase packs. And the only way to get a chase pack is either you pay for a 50-pack bundle, which is 75,000 stubs, which comes out to $50 US, or you could rip the single pro packs essentially and get extremely lucky. But at the same time, it's still like 70-30. 70, you're not going to get it. 30, you are. Those
Right.
chase packs, you're guaranteed a diamond, but you're not guaranteed the limited diamond that's out. So that's the problem with that I have with MLB The Show is, yeah, you could grind offline and you could get very good players, but if you want your squad to go from here to here, you need to bring out mommy's credit card. So Matt, my question for you is, what can MLB The Show do to limit those microtransactions so like an offline grinder could get a really good team and compete?
I mean, like you said, the game is still early, so I think as the season progresses, like, we're gonna see other opportunities for those grinders to get more rewards and more challenges and more stuff that they can, play and work on to build their team. But honestly, I think the easiest thing, and I don't think they're gonna do it, but if MLB The Show wants those grinders and those type of players to feel satisfied, I say you got to increase the odds that you can pull people. And I hate to say that because for all the people that have pulled like big cards and good players, 90 plus overall, it's like it feels really good. And by saying increase the odds, like that's gonna take away from the fact that they kind of did something that was really lucky. But even if it's just like do you know what the odds are now? Like what are the odds to pull a 90 plus, for example?
A 90 plus in the chase pack, I think. So the chase pack, like I said, you're guaranteed a diamond. I'm
Right.
sure that probably the odds are like 1 in 25, maybe.
Okay, yeah. I don't know.
So-
Even if it's a very small percentage, that at least gives a little bit more opportunity for these grinders to pull somebody rather than, all right, let me just crack open the bank and spend until I get the best team possible. Because that I think that's what's especially, you're going to hear a lot of that when we talk about with video games is people just pay and they pay and they pay, and you have these god squads who just every great player in the entire league on the same team. And then you're going out there and it's like, all right, well, I worked for my team and you just spent for your team and you're still kicking my ass. So
Yeah. And this year there's been 2 glitches so far. There was like a my player glitch that I don't really know how it works, so I can't explain it to you. But the second glitch was, so in 2K when a NFL or a baseball player is playing the game and they have the logo that makes them legit.
yeah.
So this year they have that, but it's for MLB players. So say I'm Joe Random and I'm a third string first baseman for the Atlanta Braves, but I play MLB The Show on my own time.
Right.
If I could verify that I'm the real Joe Random to San Diego Studios, the people who make MLB The Show, I get a 99 overall card called the Real 99. And I'm the only person that could have that card. But people find a loophole. When you're in co-op ranked, when you're picking your players to get into the game, you turn on this filter, or you literally just press a button and this filter pops up. You go to the very bottom and you flip the thing from owned to unowned cards. And then you have access to every single card in the game. Like there's cards that like there's a 99 Babe Ruth out right now. The only way you get that card is if you complete like every set in the game. You complete all the sets, do all this.
Let's say Matt Chapman, Mookie Betts, Justin Verlander, say all these guys play the game in their own time. If you were to do that glitch, you get all three of their cards that are all 99 overall.
Literally,
those are the type of glitches where I think they should stay, because like if you're smart enough to pull something like that off, and I'm sure it's people are making YouTube videos and tutorials and all this stuff how to do it, but if you're good enough to pull that off, I think that's a reward to you. Like props to your ingenious for figuring something like that out.
I did like that because it evens the playing field for people that like played offline and they have an 80 overall team versus someone that ripped mommy's credit card out of her pocketbook and just went crazy. Like, dude, I watched some YouTubers where the first day of the game being out, they bought 5 million stubs and they just ripped packs until they pulled. I mean, Mike Trout gets a card every year. Shohei Ohtani gets a good card every year.
Yeah.
And by 2 hours into the game being released, they have all those players on their team already. So I'm sure San Diego Studios have already patched that glitch, but I did like it. It was kind of fun. And I am seeing like funny TikToks of like people going against the real Vladimir Guerrero.
That's exactly what I was going to say. Like, if I'm going against a team that has a 99, Shohei Ohtani, for example, it's like, holy crap, I'm playing Shohei Ohtani.
Yeah,
but now it's just like, all right, I don't know who I'm playing here. Like, it might be him, it might not be him. So I don't know. It's there's pros and cons to it.
Yeah, for sure. And that glitch, it did help out a lot. Like I said, it evens the playing field. Moving forward, they have added some like cool little things like a season battle pass that's free. All you have to do is grind the game. If you get deep into it, you get good players, but overall it's been fun so far. So, ladies and gentlemen, that is going to be it for today's episode. Episode 2 of Down South Up North in the books. How we feeling? Feeling
good, man. 2 strong. We got a lot more stuff that we're excited to debut. But 2 down, a lot more to go.
Yes, sir. Guys, please, if you have any topic ideas, segment ideas, anything of that nature, please let us know in the comments below. I did fix my setup. Matt helped me before the show, before we recorded. So if you have any other suggestions, please let me know down below. Guys, that's going to be it for today's episode. Thank you so much for watching. We'll catch you in the next one.
Peace!